Bubba Wallace finished fifth at Darlington on Sunday, his second fifth-place finish in as many weeks. While the 2311 racing driver was pleased with the overall result, he was noticeably unhappy during post-race interviews, cursing several times when talking about what happened in the race's final laps that changed the outcome and possibly an even better finish for the number 23 car. Interestingly, the 29-year-old driver had predicted this intense reaction several minutes before the race ended over the team radio when he unexpectedly apologized in advance to team co-owner Michael Jordan. Bubba Wallace and NASCAR haven't been on the best terms in the past year. Go back to the end of last season when Wallace got the sanctioning body's attention during the ugly incident at Las Vegas with Kyle Larson, one race suspension. Fast forward to this year and the season opening exhibition race at the LA Coliseum. The 23 car was fast and led multiple laps early, including into the halftime intermission. The 23 car stayed in the top 5 during the second half of the race and was in position to battle for the win late when Austin Dillon ran out of patience and sent Wallace for a spin with 7 laps to go. The 2311 racing driver eventually got turned around after all the cars had passed and waited. When the Richard Childress racing driver approached, Wallace drove his car down in front of the number 3 car. With nowhere to go on the tight quarter-mile track, Dillon avoided hitting the inside wall but ran into the Toyota's door. The pair made contact a couple of times, but it lasted less than 5 seconds before the upset driver pulled ahead and drove away. Fox showed an understandably frustrated Wallace sitting in his car moments after the race. However, the network never mentioned how the sanctioning body was not happy with the move and sent the number 23 to the tail end of the field and penalized him for reckless driving. That was only revealed in the post-race penalty report. That takes us to this past weekend. While Bubba Wallace has had minimal success at the track Too Tough to Tame in the past, which included a single top 10 finish in 9 attempts, he entered Sunday's race with confidence due to his recent success, which included 2 top 10s, a 12th, and a 28th at Talladega, where he was leading on the final lap. The number 23 car came out of the gate strong over the weekend in qualifying, advancing to the second round and posting what appeared to be the best time in the finals until his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Martin Truex Jr. edged him out on the second-to-last run. Starting on the front row, Wallace had a solid first stage and fell back a spot and finished third. Unfortunately, a bad pit stop dropped the 2311 racing car back in the middle of the pack to 18th. In the final stage, Wallace ran between 11th and 15th and set in 13th when a caution came out with 18 laps to go. On the next restart, the number 23 Toyota started 7th in the outside lane when chaos broke out and numerous cars crashed in front of him. Wallace dropped down low on the track and passed the carnage and appeared to be in 6th position. A few minutes after safely navigating through the crash, Wallace received a communication from his spotter Freddie Kraft identifying his track position for the upcoming restart.
Behind the 12, in front of the 31. Dude. Sorry, Steve, MJ, I might get fined at this race.
With intermittent conversation over the next minute, Wallace was informed about other cars lining up in front of him that were damaged, including the numbers 6, 9, and 12. He then asked his team if they understood why he suggested a fine might be in order.
All 3 cars you just talked about were involved in the wreck, but they're in front of us. It's mind-boggling. Understood, brother. Trying to anything we can do to help you a little bit, but I know.
After finishing 5th, a frustrated Wallace visited the Motor Racing Network for an interview and didn't sugarcoat what he thought about NASCAR's lineup of cars for the restart.
Yeah, sorry, Toyota, Dr. Pepper, but it's absolute bullshit. How, what was it, 6, 9, they all finished ahead of us and they're in a wreck, so it just doesn't make any sense to me. But all in all, happy with our day. We struggled on pit road. These guys are strong, so we'll bounce back next week, but just wasn't meant to be. But, man, I feel like if we were thinking with our dipstick, we would have really had a good shot at winning this thing, which would have been nice. But all in all, solid points day. Good to come out here live in Darlington. I got a couple Darlington stripes, but fun day, fun straighting day. Had to dig in and persevere, but thanks to everybody involved. But just got beat by some bullshit.
Wallace's apology to Jordan and 2311 Racing president Steve Laletta over the team radio was in anticipation of NASCAR fining the driver for his post-race remarks. On Tuesday, the penalty report came out and Wallace was not on it.